is it not focused? Weird. Don't spam the chat. Hey folks, we're doing a live, offering some free tarot readings. We're gonna do like just 3 card readings. Maybe we'll add an oracle card or 2. Just waiting on my partner to join. She'll be here any moment, I'm sure. So if you want to get a reading, just let me know in the chat. Give me a question. We'll go like first come, first serve kind of vibes. Okay, I see Sarah Muhammad. Will my ex come back into my life and does he regret his decision? Let's see. I'm just getting my deck ready here. And if I... Oh, thank you for the follow. If I miss... If I miss you at all, I apologize. Just let me know. I'll be going back through and doing my best to get all the readings. Well, thank you for the likes, everybody. Okay. Let's see. Sarah Muhammad. Will your ex come back to you? Does he regret the decision? Let's see. I don't think he's going to come back. I think this is affecting you more than it's affecting him. And I think you need to turn inward to start figuring out, like, what's it? Like the value you have for your own self instead of worrying about if he values you. Because, like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. There's probably somebody better for you, better matched for you that you'll be coming into contact with. Like, don't settle for mediocre, essentially. And if you keep on, like, looking backwards, you're just going to keep getting stuck. Have a moment, sit down, do some self-care, and really think about what you love about yourself. And when you do that, the person that really, that you deserve to be with will find you. Don't get stuck thinking about what could have been with somebody who doesn't value you enough, you know? And who knows, maybe there's some things that you could learn from that relationship, like, oh, perfect, there, invite, come Robyn, join. How do I invite? Oh, there she comes. All right, beauty. All right, do we have another?
Hello.
Hello. No, that was it. Okay, so that was your reading, Sarah Muhammad. We're going to be uploading this recorded live later, so if you want to come back to it and listen to the reading again, it will be up on our YouTube or so. We're both moms. We're busy, you know, so sometimes things come up. Oh, my cat just saw a squirrel and fell off the cat tree. High quality. Hello, Robyn. Hello. How are you doing today?
I am doing really good. I'm so excited to be getting back onto the lives.
Hooray!
I am Robyn, one of the witches at the Meadow. Just for everyone in the room's information, if you don't know, now you do.
And we are offering some free tarot readings, so if anybody wants a reading, just let us know in the chat and we'll give you one. And we will be uploading this in the next day or so onto our YouTube. So if you miss it or your connection gets dropped or whatever, you can go on there and find yourself. And we're going from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, offering some free readings. My cat is going to be distracting me like crazy, apparently, just jumping around looking at these squirrels. So if you have a question, just drop it in the chat and we will answer to the best of our ability.
That is correct. The good thing about today is you have both of us in the chat, so you get to pick your flavor of reading, which is always fun.
Yes.
You know what was really nice? Yesterday was such a gorgeous day, just to be a little off topic, but still kind of on topic. Yesterday was such a gorgeous day. I feel so much like spring energy coming towards me. Winter is not my favorite season. It makes me feel like cramped and stuck in the house, you know? But spring, summer, and fall is when I feel the most inspired to exercise, to explore the outdoors, to paint, to craft, whatever. And yesterday we were plus 15 here where I live. And I'm telling you, the second I cracked open the window, I felt like alive all of a sudden.
Yes. And just to let anybody know, we're talking Celsius. So up in Canadiania. So, 15 degrees in February. Oh my God. Phenomenal. I think we got up to 12.
Okay, no, it's not.
We got up to 12 over here, and there's a cold front coming in. It was so warm and nice this morning, but it's supposed to be freezing when I go pick up my kids today. No, thanks.
Today is still kind of nice out, but I would like yesterday's weather back. Saturday is supposed to be plus 10, and I plan to be taking some of my canvases outside.
Yes!
A little art outside, and I don't care. What's Saturday? March 2nd?
Yeah, something like that.
I will be out there for March 2nd, painting my heart out. I'll be the only one surrounded by, like, ice. Painting, but I don't care. I need it.
You need it. Yes, I miss all the videos of you painting outside. We need it. I need some more Robyn art in my life.
Right.
What do you want? She looked like she was going to jump up right in the camera and then decided against it. What a good girl. I'm going to take this moment to close the window.
Who is in the room right now? What is your season? What's your favorite season? What's the season that makes you feel the most alive? That makes you feel the most energized?
Yeah.
And let us know where you're at.
For me, it would have to be spring, personally. Like, once the big thaw happens, you start seeing the little buds on the trees and whatnot, and then seeing robins like going around. Not this robin, but like the bird robin. So if anybody wants a reading, please just drop a question in the chat and we'll be happy to give you a reading. You know, we're just dusting off the cobwebs. It's been a while since we've done like these rapid fire readings. So figured we'd go on, give people a little bit of a taste of our expertise. And yeah, I've got a market coming up where I will be doing in-person readings in Stratford. So if anybody is around Stratford that wants to come and get a reading from me, you're more than welcome. Also, I think there's going to be like prizes and stuff for like if you spend a certain amount, you get like crystals or something. I can't remember. There's a bunch of markets that they're all promoting right now. So, but I do know that there's some prizes.
Oh, Stratford was beautiful. So we are a fairly new business, and we've started attending more markets, and it's been really nice. So this will be our third market that we'll be attending. I unfortunately won't be there at the market this time, but hopefully the next one.
Yes, I believe in it.
Our very first market was in Stratford, and we had so much fun. We enjoyed it so much. It was so nice to like connect with other artists and meet people in the
Yes.
community, like-minded individuals, or even people that are just stepping out of their comfort zone and exploring something new. It was so fun. And to be able to do, because we had two tables, one for readings and one to showcase our artistic skills and to sell those products. And it was just so beautiful. I loved it. I'm so excited for you to hit up Stratford again.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Hi, Peaky. Just gotta get in my business. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this market. I think it'll be really good. I had a good time last time, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yes. Oh, is that
Get out of here. Yes.
He's so
Yep,
cute.
she's just in the way as per usual. She hears me talking. She has to come over and get into it. My little black cat familiar.
She's loaning her good vibes.
Yes. So funny.
I'm surprised.
I am surprised we've only had one reading so far. I'm surprised. So if anybody wants a free reading, please let me know in the chat, or even if you want just like an oracle card, get a check in on your vibe for the day. Girl, get out of the way.
I was just going to say, we also are offering oracle readings as well. So if
Yes.
tarot isn't your vibe and you just need a little something else, like a pick-me-up message, something that you need to hear, oracle is so good for that.
Yes.
I'm just currently charging up all my cards, giving them some love.
Yeah, doing the shuffle.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Samesies. I've got my Moonology Oracle deck today.
Oh,
I love this one.
Moonology.
It's very, very like kind. My tarot deck is very like going to give you the hard truths, but my Oracle deck is very, very sweet.
I love it. I'm just going to share our live really quick to Instagram and stuff and such.
Of course. Oh, and here comes my other cat. Am I doing something? You got to be involved. So cute. Do. All right, we are sharing the light. What are you guys doing? What are you doing back there? Getting in my plants.
A good spot if we hold on here. If we share or if we did a witch tag. I have I think I have the questions.
Oh yeah, sure. That would be good. Something to do while we're waiting for people to ask for some reads.
Yeah. Get a real get to know us moment.
Yeah.
I will be right back to grab those witch tag questions. They're super cute, they're super fun, and I do want to preface it by saying I found it on YouTube. I do not recall the lady who had created these questions originally, but I kind of mix-matched them with other creators, so it's like a mashup. Anyway, they're cute, they're fun, and they're a good way to kind of like break the ice and get a feel for who you're talking to.
Yeah, for sure. Get to know the ladies over at Moon Over Meadow. Like Robyn said, we're a fairly new business. We started up in the pandemic, and life gets crazy sometimes. So we've had like breaks here and there, come back to it. We're both artists and love making things. Robyn specializes in paint, as you can see that gorgeous painting behind her. Stunning. I do a lot of jewelry wrapping. Like I've got this one. I got this one. This is actually a pendulum that I have used a number of times to connect with my guides and get some questions answered and whatnot. We are starting to get into mediumship as well. Both of us have had our own experiences with the paranormal, and they were not exactly the nicest of experiences, so we both kind of just shut that out of our lives for a good long while. And then we met up and we were like, oh hey, you're like me, let's just be besties and make a business, and then we both like figured out that the other also had some paranormal experiences, and we've linked up a couple times to um do the ghostly thing, and it's always been cool and spooky. Last summer I traveled to see Robyn in person, and we went to a cemetery and brought her divining rods and took my pendulum, and it was one of the wildest experiences of my life, let me tell you. Like, you could see out of the corner of your eyes, like, figures darting between the tombstones, and like all of the like my arm hairs stood on end, the hairs on the back of your neck, just like ooh. But like I felt very calm and safe as long as I stayed on this specific path. But if I deviated at all, I felt like I was going to be in danger. Yeah. We definitely called a lot of attention to ourselves, because the more we used those divining rods, the more activity we saw.
Yes, that was such a fun experience. I really, really enjoyed that. Well, that was a fun weekend too. We had a lot of different adventures, the cemetery being one of them. We also tried our hand at creating stamps to print on t-shirts, which was super fun.
It was.
It was a learning experience. Got over the carpal tunnel.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, it does. It does take quite a bit of muscle in your hands. Yeah. Forgot about that. The lino I did in school was a lot softer. I don't know where they got it from, but it was a lot nicer to cut into, let me tell you.
Right. So, I actually still have my tank top with the crow on it. I loved it so much. It's so cute.
Yes, I have my Moon Over Meadow tank top. I think it's in my summer bin though. Yeah. It's not in my dresser at the moment, but it will be in the summertime. And living is easy. All right, get these witch tag questions going. And once again, for anybody new that's just joined us, we are offering free readings until 12 o'clock. So if you got a question, please just drop it in the comments. We'll do first come, first serve. We're both very experienced tarot readers.
Yes.
And would love to give you a reading or two. We've got tarot, we've got oracle. I have a pendulum, but I don't know. I don't trust it.
You haven't built that relationship yet. I'm not really a pendulum person. I love them. I think they're beautiful. But I've never felt like connected or drawn to using them as a like an official way to divinate.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that.
Which is one of our witch tag questions. So I couldn't find the original sheet, so I just jotted down a couple that I had from memory that was on our witch tag. Next time we'll have because I really love it. I think it's such a fun little exercise. Next time we'll make sure we have one drawn up, but so this way I don't have to leave and go searching for it. But so first question: how did you personally come to find the craft? What drew you to it? What was your pull?
Yes. So I've always been that weird little witchy kid making potions in the back, like collecting plants and making my own little imaginary witchcraft moments. But I grew up in a very aggressively atheist family. So my dad kind of like not beat it out of me, but like shamed it out of me, I guess. And he was like, everybody's just like a scammer that's like any witches or tarot readers or whatever, especially tarot readers, are scammers and they're just out to get your money. But he also said that about doctors and dentists and all that. So he was a little bit of a skeptical kind of guy. So I brought that skepticism with me into learning about the craft. Like once I found out that people are actually doing this is a thing that a lot of people participate in. I got some books. I got my own tarot deck like 13 years ago, I think at this point, and just started mucking about essentially, and was surprised at how well these spells that I was finding were working. And the ones that worked the best were the ones that I kind of made up on my own from just the feelings that I got from things. So, like, for example, like roses, which are my favorite flower and something that I've had throughout my life, be very significant. When you look at them, they're beautiful. When they've got thorns, they're strong. You can cut them down, but they'll still keep growing back so long as the root ball is intact. And to me, that signifies beauty, strength, and protection. And like, what's that word? Resilience. So you could use rose petals in glamour magic. You could use rose petals in a protection spell. You know, it's just, and just the feelies that you get when you think about things. You know when something is right because you can just feel it. The tinglies. So,
My favorite feelies.
yeah, dabbled about and found out, hey, it works, and got myself a house out of it. Look at that. And can't wait to see how much further it can go. Next, I'm going to try to get a business, like a proper brick and mortar cafe moment.
And I know you could do it. If anyone can, this bitchy witch is the one who can.
It's me. I'm tenacious. So
Yeah.
how did you get into it, Miss Ma'am?
So, for me, it's the same thing. Most young witches, I started out as a child making my own potions and stuff at, like, around the neighborhood. I was fortunate, like, I grew up in the city, but our house was right along the edge of a forest, and there's train tracks and all the space to explore and let your mind and your imagination really, like, expand, and you can really, like, play and get dirty in the city. And so I
Yes.
remember my friends and I, we would create our potions out of, like, milkweed and dandelion and raspberry bush and all kinds of stuff. And then as I got older, I realized all those things were really helpful. But so it started off like that, playing within your imagination, and it's just something that I never grew out of. My family was pretty open-minded. I didn't have the same experience as Ariel with having, like, an atheist family, but my family was, like, open-minded and secretive. So no one really talked about witchcraft or religion really until, like, my grandparents would come to visit, and they were hyper-religious people. They were always traveling around the world, and they never missed a Sunday. They would always find a church, like those kinds of people. Roman Catholic, very rigid. But outside of my grandparents, everyone else was far more open-minded, but very, like, tight-lipped about what they did. And so, like, I would always overhear my mom playing with the Ouija board with her friends, and then eventually my older sister. My older sister as well. I used to listen to her and her friends chit chat, and, like, I was a huge eavesdropper. I learned a lot of stuff eavesdropping. But
Yes.
so, like, I always knew that there was an element of that going on in my family and in the house, but it wasn't talked about. So I kind of had to find my own way, and
Mm.
I did. I started visiting local libraries. We didn't have like the internet, and, like, computers at home were from it was introduced later in my generation, in my childhood. But we were poor, so it was introduced into my home a little bit later than everyone
Yeah.
else. So I, relied on the libraries and stuff. I didn't have a Google. And even back then, there wasn't a whole lot of information yet available if you were Googling anything. And
Yes.
it took you like 3 hours to get to the webpage anyways.
It did. Yes, the dial-up internet. Oh my God.
Oh, I had AOL. But
Uh,
but yeah, so I went to the library, and I would always search in the computer for witchcraft books, and they never had any in stock. And one day, the librarian, I guess, had noticed, because I never, like, closed out my searches or anything. I didn't, I'd search and walk away and try and find it. Ah, darn, it's not there, and then I'd leave. And so I guess the librarian caught on eventually and kind of, like, was like, what is she looking at? So when I left the computer, she obviously had checked it out and seen that I was searching for a particular book. And one day I went to go return to the library, and she was like, hey, so I see that you're looking for this particular book. Would you like me to order it for you from another library? Because whatever we don't have here, we can request from, other city libraries. And I was like, oh, I've been seen. And I was like, no. And I ran home. I was terrified. So I said no, but she took it upon herself to do it anyways. And the next time I went to the library, the book was there, and I checked it out, and I was so excited. I think I lost the book, and I never returned it, actually, to be honest, which feels terrible. But anyways, that was my my official introduction into witchcraft, was, having those feelings and then kind of just allowing myself to follow that path. And then when I was 13, my uncle gave me this tarot deck, the Celtic Tarot.
Beautiful.
There we go. The light's a bit bright. It's kind of shining on it. But the Celtic Tarot, when I was 13 for Christmas. And, tarot is especially when you're little and you're trying to grasp all the concepts, it can be frustrating, especially if you're someone with a short attention span like me. So it took me a number of years to actually of picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down. And kind of just building a relationship with that deck before I actually it all clicked. And I was like,
yes,
tarot didn't come absolutely naturally to me. And when I finally let go of a way it had to be, it had to look, and I had to, know all the definitions, then I found retaining the information about the cards easier once I let go of an expectation of how it had to look for me. So since then, I've built a deeper connection to my tarot deck, and yeah. So
I love that. That's wonderful. What a beautiful story.
Oh, thank you. Look at us.
Yes, just a couple of witches. So once again, anybody in the chat that wants a reading, please let us know. We've only gotten one reading so far. We need more. More. Come and get more readings. We will try to be coming back on here more regularly, for the next little bit at least. Yeah. Just to get back in the swing of things, build up our community and everything. Just so anybody want a reading? I don't think there's anybody in here, honestly.
Yeah, we're a lot more regular at the beginning, but life kind of throws you some curveballs, and it was we had to take some time for our space and really focus on our individual families. And so now we're really excited to jump back in, and so we're going to do lives more regularly. We can't promise that we'll always be together when we're doing the lives.
Yes,
sometimes we'll be separate, because schedules are not always going to be able to link up, but when we can, we're going to try to do them together. So if you're too shy to ask for a reading today, or you don't have a question and you just don't know what to do with the free reading, there will be other days. And there's also Oracle, where you don't have to have a question. You can just have something comforting brought to you, and it's always something that you need in that moment, something that you need to hear. I know on days where I'm I don't know, I just need to hear something. And I will just focus on clearing my mind and allowing whatever needs to come to me to come. And the card is always exactly what I needed. And I'm just damn, I didn't even realize I needed to hear that.
Literally every time. Well, since there's nobody asking specifically, why don't we give each other readings to just be giving readings? Do you want one from me?
I would love a reading from you.
All right. Anything
I have
specific? Oh, yes.
It's career based.
Okay.
So, I have a couple of things in mind as far as my work outside of the meadow. And one is my current job, and the other is the one I hope to attain. So I am curious what Tarot has to share with me involving area of work. What does it look like? I don't have a specific question. It's just in that realm.
Yes, I'm feeling like maybe I should pull some cards for the current job and for the job you want. That's
Yes.
outside of the meadow, of course.
Okay.
So first, let's see. Whoop, got a couple that just popped right out. Oh, three. Ooh. Prosperity lies ahead, emotions are running high, and a new romantic cycle begins. I'm feeling since it's based in career, a new. I feel like it might be trying to tell you to go for the new thing that you're pondering on. So let's see what tarot has to say because the oracle cards are all nicey nice and whatnot, but they don't get into the meat and potatoes.
But
All
it's gonna be
right.
gravy. I need gravy with my potatoes.
I need gravy. I need the gravy. All right. What's in the gravy tarot? Okay. So for the okay. Interesting. Okay, so for the first one, for the job you currently have, excuse me, it's like these two popped up. It's nothing new. It's not, and they came up reversed. It's nothing that's going to spark joy inside yourself. It's going to be something that gets you through. You will be comfortable and relaxed, but it's not going to be fostering that excitement, that learning, that learning that you're yearning for. You know, there's not going to be any sort of magical forward movement with it, but it will get you by and you will be comfortable. It's not like a bad job. So now for the next one, we've got the Two of Chalices, the Oak King or the Hanged Man reversed, and then the Five of Wands. So, what? First off, this is the Two of Chalices is coming to me as a celebration. But the Oak King being reversed is telling me that you're not looking at it from the right perspective. And with the Five of Wands, like there's some teamwork there. And I believe, I think I know what the job is that you're looking for. And I believe you said something about someone you're working with right now getting a job over there. And I feel like talking to this person, getting that, being that Nepo baby you want to be, business going will probably help you get into it. And maybe do some spell work about it. Draw them to you. Like do a petition paper when you put in your resume and get them to really think about you. Get the name of the person that you're wanting to, or that you're interviewing with, and get them to think of you and want to give you that job. I think that's the route you should be going. But don't leave the job you're in right now.
Okay.
Keep that. It's comfortable. It's safe. But explore the new horizons that are awaiting you. Very exciting.
Love it. I love that. That's perfect. I really like that because yes, currently the job is comfortable. It's a lot of the same. There's nothing that's going to like inspire me or make me feel challenged in positive ways in any way. It's going to be more of the same. So absolutely feel that. And for the other part of that reading, that gave me really like, yes, I'm going to celebrate it. I see the job as though it's already mine. Like I'm already working there. I know it'll take teamwork in order to maintain it and even achieve it, like reaching out to that friend. And the job itself, the entry position anyways, is very teamwork oriented. I will have to rely on my peers. And I do agree that, sometimes I'm in my own way. Sometimes I might think like I'm not be able to see the whole side of things, and I might be very narrow visioned. So I agree with that too. And I think that is an excellent idea to do a petition. I was thinking about the other day how I find sometimes I struggle to create magic in my life in the ways that I want to, like committing to spell work recently. It used to be something that was very easy to me and very like easily maintained throughout the week, and I was very routine in how I played with magic in my life, in my daily life. And I was talking to you a couple weeks ago about it, how I feel like I need to get my hands in there again. And
Yes.
and just like I said about learning tarot in my witch tag question is I have to let go of how it has to look. And letting go is really hard for me as a Capricorn moon. Letting things go and releasing control of how things need to look is a challenge.
Yep.
So yes, high five to that. Into it.
High
Love
five.
that reading.
Bump.
Thank you. Kindly.
Love that. Love that. Anybody new in the chat that wants a reading, please just write down a question below. We're happy to give you a reading. In the meantime, Robyn, you can give me a reading. Let's keep it general. I know I'm gonna be just like put in my place by Spirit, but I'll take it. Please, Spirit, let me know what I need to know.
So I'm gonna do Oracle and Tarot.
Oh.
And I feel like Witch's Wisdom Oracle is a new deck that I got.
Ooh.
I got it when I went to when Moon Over Meadow did the last fair in Ottawa. So it was actually gifted to me.
Ooh, nice. I love the gilded sides. Gorgeous. Ooh, sparkly pentacles. Yeah,
silver moment. I know glitter. I love it. I'm so into it. I like glitter.
I'm a big fan of glitter.
I'm a glitter hooer. Okay.
Samesies. Right. I literally can't do a makeup look without putting glitter on. I need it.
I know. Even like when I have matte eyeshadow, I'm like, where's my glittery eyeshadow? Stability.
Ooh.
Look at this card. Okay.
I would love some, please.
And grounding.
Oh, I see where this is going.
So stability and grounding. It looks like, okay, the vibe I'm getting is these cards are kind of sharing with me that things have felt very shifty for you. It's been really hard to get into a stable space of mind or a stable space for the day. It feels like you're constantly having to roll with the punches. You're constantly having to switch gears really quick. And your spirit is kind of really craving some stability, some like predictability. You just need at least 5 minutes is kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Please.
I'm getting all the goosebumps. I don't know if you could see. And grounding. So I'm feeling like Spirit wants you to know it's time to get outside. Solo, not necessarily as a group. I'm seeing like you need personal time outside, whether you're foraging for a new craft, or you're just going out there to find a new walking path, or you're going to sit in your backyard and just stare at your garden and make plans for the summer, because I know that you are a garden witch, right? So maybe I'm getting all the goosebumps at garden. So maybe
I think
even
that's
just going
the one.
in your backyard and just spending time out there, looking at what your space is and letting your space kind of talk to you, feed you, nourish you, get you excited for the spring. And yeah, that's what I'm getting. Spend some time outside for yourself. Like a super personal moment for you.
Yes.
And that is going to kind of give you that grounding, that stability inside. You're going to feel a lot more together, a lot more whole, a lot more like you have clarity in your mind. It's not going to feel so like, oh, why can't I just 5 minutes, you know?
Oh, I love that. So yes.
Get the hell outside, essentially.
All right, can do.
Okay.
I don't think today, but I can tomorrow.
Yeah. Whenever you find space, you know. Whenever you find that you have space, it's that's that message. It's really urging you to have a personal moment outside.
I'm here for that.
Okay. So now I am using my Celtic Tarot.
Beauty. I love that deck.
Me too. I love it so much.
I'm so glad it survived the Great Flood.
That's a story. The Great Flood of 2022.
See, I had the Great Stomach Flu of 2022. You had the Great Flood of 2022.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah. Bad vibes all around. And if anybody wants a free reading, please just let us know in the chat and we will be happy to give you some answers.
So we have the Four of Cups.
Hmm.
The Seven of Cups.
Oh,
I've already got a vibe.
like me too.
Prince of Pentacles. Okay, immediately. So with the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups, this is talking about becoming inspired, really looking at your plan, your goals, maybe your vision board. It's time to pull out your vision board and reassess it, look at it, remind yourself what you're working towards, get inspired by it. The Seven of Cups is talking about looking back at what has worked and what hasn't worked and reformulating your plan for the future. There is inspiration that you can draw from the past. This is all very positive, though. This isn't like focusing on any mistakes necessarily. It's more about looking at what works, how can you make improvements, and then to get excited for the future, visualize. So in the same way that you told me to scry about manifesting that job, it's kind of giving the same vibe. Really visualizing what it is that you are trying to accomplish. The meadow, right? The meadow shop, that being your next goal. So it could be that. It could still be meadow related. It could be about anything. So whatever it is that you're really wanting to focus your attention on, I'm feeling meadow, really.
Yes.
Get excited for it. Revitalize yourself by looking at your vision board. Get those vibes back in. Spring is coming, so it's like it's wanting to, which is probably why it was really important to look at your garden, to get outside, to ground, to really like get nourished from the earth. You know, you're a very earthy witch. You're a Taurus. You need that earth to kind of like replenish you, and so with these cards being in cups, it's wanting you to feel it. It's wanting you to express the emotions, get excited, really pour into yourself. You know, you're worth it, you know, and it doesn't mean sacrificing other areas of your life. I feel like you're going to be able to see how all the cups can stack together. Everything can fit together without, and there's no like negative vibe here. It's all the pieces are going to come together. And then the Prince of Pentacles is talking about action, moving forward, right? And the Pentacles is about being well-rounded with your home, financials, your career, all of that, your creative side. It's really talking about setting these goals, setting these plans, and then taking action, moving forward. And the Prince of Pentacles is a super positive dude. He's like really optimistic. He's like willing to take action, and he's willing to plant roots. So the actions you're taking are because you've already planted the seeds and they have been watered and you are continuing to water them, but now they're sprouting. So as you walk, it's kind of like I'm envisioning a particular cartoon where she's walking and at every step she takes, there's flowers that sprout in the ground behind her.
From Ferngully.
Ferngully! So
Krista, oh my God.
Earth, right? She's healing the earth as she moves forward. So I'm getting major Ferngully fairy vibes from you. And so tarot is encouraging you.
Work. Oh, that was my favorite movie as a child. That one and We're Back. So look at that. I knew exactly what, like I could see it as soon as you said that. I was like, Krista. Yes. Beautiful reading. Thank you. And definitely something I need to hear. And something I got in a reading I did for myself not that long ago that was like, you need to do the things, girl. You can't just like wait for it. You need to do the things. Okay. Okay, I'll do the things. Here I am. I'm doing the things.
So that is exciting.
Oh, beauty.
For you to heal the earth and heal yourself.
I shall. Look at my beautiful planties in the background. My Dorothea the Calathea.
Love it.
All right. Well, let's maybe do another witch tag question while we wait. Maybe somebody else will join looking for a reading. Just anybody maybe somebody who hasn't clicked the live yet. If you're there, click it and get a reading.
Come down.
Come and join us.
So oh my gosh. Okay, really quick. I was on TikTok and it made me, or Instagram, it made me laugh. I put it in my story. I don't know if you've seen it. And it's like, the mom's like, so my daughter's made a surprise for me, and it kind of scared me. And it's like these two little girls, and it just reminded me of like me and you if we were friends when we were kids. And they come to their mom with this cake with all these candles, and they're like chanting, "Mama, we love you," but they're like really eerie about it.
No.
It just made me laugh.
Dude,
okay.
Kids can be so creepy. I don't know what it is, and you're just like, I'm in danger.
They're like, "Mama, we love you," and it was just so creepy, but it was like so not creepy as well. So, I have 2 questions, and I'll let you pick which one is the one that you feel like answering. There's, what is your favorite spell? What's your favorite spell for whatever reason that may be, whether it's complicated or it's like easy to do and powerful, what have you? Or what is your most memorable paranormal experience?
Oh, both. I've got so many stories. I think I got to go with the paranormal experience though, because that was so out of this world. Oh my God. I still think about it and get goosebumps to this day. So long, long ago when I was but just a kidult, I had 2 roommates, and one of them was a practicing witch, and the other one just an artist who was really cool as well. But so me and the witch roommate were up really late. It was like past midnight. She also had a friend over, and so let's give the roommate the made-up name of Amy, and let's give the friend the made-up name of Debbie. Amy's like, we should maybe try doing a Ouija board. We could make one and then just do a Ouija board. Why not? It's the witching hour. Let's do it. And Debbie was a little bit nervous about it, but like, okay, I'll go along. Like, you guys seem to know what you're doing. We did not know what we were doing at all. So we got like some old piece of cardboard. We got some old piece of cardboard and a Sharpie, and we wrote like a Ouija board on it, and like yes, no, hello, goodbye. And I drew some like pictures on it, one like being a sun and the other being like a moon with stars and stuff. And we get right into it. No protections or anything. Just let's go. Hey, is there anybody here that wants to talk? Well, guess what? There was a very dark entity that wanted to talk and was saying horrifying things about Debbie, like describing her future death that was very, very violent and specific. And we had like this tiny little cup, like slightly bigger than a shot glass, but not like a regular drinking glass. And it was flying along this Ouija board. Like we could barely keep our hands on the thing. And poor Debbie was like crying, and like Amy didn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, the thing I know is salt. We need salt. And I got one of those big boxes of table salt. I poured it all around the Ouija board. I went to all the windows. I went to all the doors, and I was like, no, like clapping my hands, everything leave, only good vibes around. And we came back to it, and the whole vibe changed. And it didn't focus on Debbie anymore. And we had one spirit that said it was Amy's unborn child that was talking to us, that would be meeting her in the distant future, like over 10 years later. And she hasn't had a kid yet. So, but it's just been about like 13 years since this experience. So she's got time to see if that actually was a thing or if it was another spirit. Who knows? It was a lot nicer. Anyway, And then we got on to me, and I called forth my guide specifically instead of asking for a random spirit. And this was the first time that I met my number one spirit guide, who I've talked to a number of times throughout my life. And he's the bee's knees, is where it's at, and he's always here, and I live for that. So we had like a little conversation, like small talk kind of thing. And then we were like, how do we know that you're real? And then it spelt out look, and then went to the moon and stars picture that I drew on it. So, we're like, look, like what, outside? And we look outside, and it just torrential downpour for 10 seconds. Just like a hurricane of rain pouring down. And then it just stopped, and it was clear skies. We did live in an apartment building, but the side of the building that I was on had like no way, like you can't just open the windows to it. It was like, you can't just dump water out the thing, but it was all along anyway. It would have had to been like all the windows of one apartment. Excuse me. And it was the wildest experience, and from that point on, I did not touch a Ouija board because it freaked me out. It was too real, and I didn't want it to happen again. But I've been having the itch of having a Ouija board, so I've started making my own again, but putting a lot of protections built into it. So hopefully this time goes a little less spooky.
Damn.
Right?
Oh, your poor friend Debbie. That is freaky. It reminds me of like my sister's experience. Hers was very intense. I remember she didn't tell me about it. I was eavesdropping. And I overheard her talking with our cousins about their experience, and freaked me the flip out, so much so that I wanted desperately to do a Ouija board, and I made one with my friends, and we used to play all the time, but I would get too scared because of the story my sister had of her experience, and I wouldn't participate properly. So I would be the one moving the thing. And my friend Meher, one day, she was just like, Robyn, I know it's you. And I'm like, no, it's not. She's like, you're spelling everything wrong. I know it's you.
That's how you know. That's how you know it's Robyn. Can't spell a goddamn thing right.
But yeah, I was so scared. So I never officially participated appropriately to get like an authentic experience because I've just been so scared.
Yes.
But what you're describing sounds like very similar to my sister's experience, but they didn't go into a positive. They didn't have an Ariel there that like jumped into action and just like followed her gut and started doing all the things she needed to do to change the mood and then call in something like they didn't have a positive turnaround. It was just terrifying.
Yeah, just scary.
Yeah, and because they didn't do things properly, that terrifying experience went on for days.
Yeah.
It was scary.
Did they not close the board?
No, they stopped immediately. One of them chopped it up, set it on fire. It ended up in the garbage can, but then like for garbage day, but then somehow they had the Ouija board back in the basement, fully like there, ready to be played again.
No, you always gotta close your Ouija board. Anybody who's listening, watching this on YouTube later, always close your Ouija board. Say goodbye. Move that cup to goodbye. No, thank you. Or planchette or whatever that you're supposed to be using, not a cup.
Right? Yeah, no, so that scared me. And like my cousin, like there was like physical things that was done to the people who participated. And my cousin had scars from that.
Ooh.
Anyways, freaked me out. My personal story that I want to share is also paranormal related. This happened when I was a kid. And like I said, my mom, I could overhear her playing with the Ouija board all the time. My sister, I've heard her doing it. And so my home that I grew up in had a lot of activity in it. Like I experienced the most of my paranormal experiences at my childhood home. I had a lot going on until I moved into this particular house. I have a lot less experiences in this home, but I always have some sort of major, I have stories for days. But this one specific one terrified me, and it, like, I remember it like the whole entire memory is crystallized in my mind. It will
haunt you
so
for years.
yeah. And I also want to preface this by saying, like, my childhood, like the family I grew up with, was very negative. There was a lot of addiction, there was a lot of different abuse. So it was like a hotbed for attracting really negative entities, really negative spirits and experiences in that way. So I just want to say that, right? We were already a vulnerable family with people who were practicing things that I don't know for sure if they were doing it properly either, right? So I don't know that my mom did anything to protect the home spiritually when she was doing her things, or my sister, or anybody. So that aside, my mom used to work really late. She had 3 jobs, and on this particular night, she was working, and she used to call home and check in on us and like give us different instructions, like, okay, I want these chores done, or tomorrow's dinner is going to be this, I need you to pull this out of the freezer, blah 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 blah. And so she had called and she said, I want you to pull, and I remember specifically her saying hamburger meat. I want you to pull hamburger meat out of the freezer from the basement because I want to make whatever the next day. And I hated our basement. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. I hated it so much. My mom had a library downstairs that was built in. It was a gorgeous library, but she was a huge fan of horror novels. Stephen King is the only author that I can remember, but like she had so many books. There's obviously more than Stephen King down there. But Stephen King's novels, specifically, the imagery was always the most terrifying to me. So anytime I got, and my mom had everything in order by like author, alphabet, or not alphabet, like time they came out, all that. She was very OCD. So whenever I'd be walking by it and I'd get to the Stephen King section, it just like, I hated it so much. I'd always run past. I try not to look. But anyway, so when she told me that night to go to the basement, grab out hamburger meat from the freezer, I was like, oh, I don't want to. So I did. I went downstairs. We had a door on the basement, so you come down the stairs, and then there's like a little flat spot, and then there's the basement door. But there's no lock on it. We didn't have locks on our doors in the basement. So I go in there, I go to the freezer, I'm searching around. I'm really little. I'm like, my feet are off the ground. I'm kind of like inside the freezer, digging around, trying to find hamburger meat. And I felt something, like the room changed, you know, like the environment felt different. The air tasted different. The temperature was different. I don't remember it being cold or hot. I just remember it being different. And I just felt like someone was standing behind me. So like I stood up and I had the hamburger meat in my hand. My mom had a pool table downstairs as well. And so I was like, I grabbed the meat, and the freezer was near the door. So I don't know why I backtracked deeper into the basement towards the pool table. But at some point I ended up back there, and I was just like, kind of like, hello, thinking maybe my sister's pranking me, something. And because we fought all the time, and like she loved to terrify me. So I was like looking around, and I was like, okay. And then all the lights turned off, and then suddenly it was just like this really like red glow. It just felt terrifying. And I was just like, oh my God! I threw the hamburger meat behind me and I started running for the door. So the hamburger meat's on and it's frozen. It's on the pool table now. I run for the door and I'm trying to open it, but the door's locked. And we don't have a lock on the door. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, ah! And I'm screaming for my sister to come help me. And she comes flying down the stairs. We had a 3-story house. and she's like trying to open the door, and I'm trying to open the door, and so she thinks that I'm holding it in place and stopping her from opening it. But remember, the store didn't have a lock, so it can't be locked. And it wasn't like we were turning, like that. It wasn't a thing to like turn the opposite way and not be able to open it. It was just a very poorly made door. It's like wind will push it open. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're trying to open this door. I'm locked in the basement. I feel like something is right here breathing on the back of my neck. I got goosebumps from head to toe. I'm crying hysterically at this point. And my sister's like, let go of the door. You're doing this on purpose. It's not funny. Stop it. She thought I was creating this situation. And then suddenly, like, and I was telling her, like, I'm not doing anything. And then suddenly the door flies open and like, because it opens inward to me. So I go flying backwards, she goes flying forward, and then like she sees me and she realizes I'm not joking. I wasn't making something up. And she starts crying with me, and then we ran up the stairs and out the front door, and we just sat outside until my mom came home from work, which was like 1 a.m. So we sat outside from like 11 o'clock at night until 1 a.m, just crying on our front doorstep. And my mom was like, what are you guys doing out here? You know?
Yeah.
And we told her what happened, and she's like, oh, you guys are fucking stupid. Get in the house. And like shoot us back in the house. And we went to bed, and I did not sleep for like, I think like a week. It was like about a week before I finally got a good night's sleep again.
Yeah.
Most terrifying experience. I will always remember that day. And it was just awful. It was just awful. I hated it. And after that, I was always afraid of the basement, right? But after that, I was like even more terrified. And the other thing is, the next morning, my mom went downstairs because she's like, where's the hamburger meat? And I was like, oh yeah. So she went downstairs, and it was on the pool table, but it was full of maggots. So first of all, it was one evening. There was no time for it to thaw and be full of maggots. So it was so bizarre, and I got in so much trouble for ruining the felt on her pool table. But like, bitch, I was attacked by a demon.
Right? Like, girl, you're out here doing Ouija board, not doing any protections, you wild ass hoe. How dare you be terrified by a ghost as a child?
Right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was my most terrifying experience as a child. I've had others since then as an adult, but that is the one. Whenever someone asks me about paranormal experiences, it's always the first one I think of. I'm just like, oh yeah.
Yep. Well, that is a wild and crazy story, and I think we need to definitely delve more into our paranormal experiences, but that will have to be on another day, perhaps on Friday. Maybe we'll come back for then. But today is 12:03, so we must end our live. We only got one reading. Hopefully next time we get some more readings. Thank you for anybody who hung out, and join us next time we go live. We will be, if you follow us, we'll be putting notifications on when we're going live, so you'll be notified every time.
That's right, that's right. I had a blast dusting off the cobwebs, getting out here on this live with you today, Ariel. I just want to thank you for being a fabulous host. Thank you. I look forward to doing more lives with you and solo. It feels really good to get back at it, get back in the groove. So I am going to download this live and prepare it for our YouTube channel. So if you're interested in coming back and listening to the stories we shared, the readings that we shared, we did have one from a viewer, and then we gave each other a reading. So if you're just interested in seeing what kind of vibe we have, this video will be posted shortly. And we also have previous ones that have been posted if you're curious to know what those lives had looked like in the past.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and you all have a blessed day. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Au revoir.
Au revoir.